evening, you're just in time for comprehensive news coverage here on Sunday Express on KBC Channel 1, being the 21st of June 2026, on a day that we honor intentional present fathers as we mark Father's Day. We know that it is not easy being in the presence and also providing for your children and family, and as such, we honor all those dads who do everything that they can for their loved ones. Happy Father's Day. It's not too late to say so. So much is coming up on Sunday Express tonight, including an update on what to expect as we continue showcasing the current global showpiece, and that is a FIFA World Cup 2026. Remember, KBC is indeed your true sports partner. Now, let us have a look at what has been making headlines in the last 8 hours or so.
Nilifika moto ilikuwa nikazidi kuingia kuokoa. Nikifika chenye nimeokota ni hii, kumaanisha hata zingine zimeibiwa na zingine zikachomeka.
Gikomba's deadly flames. 2 dead as an early morning fire guards dozens of stalls in the open air market.
Wale ambao wanataka kwenda kuandamana, katiba imekubali mtu yeyote kujieleza, lakini hakuna ruhusa kuumiza haki za wengine.
It's your day in disguise. A section of Kenya Kwanza leaders now claim the anticipated June 25th demonstrations are planned and sponsored by the opposition. Yoga a day keeps the doctor away. Kenyans join the world in marking the International Day of Yoga as the Asian practice gains popularity locally.
Regina, Manyara, and my colleague on sign language is none other than Lensa Odingo. Now, tragedy has once again struck Nairobi's Gikomba market, leaving 2 people dead. The deadly flames are reported to have broken out at around 2 o'clock Sunday morning, quickly ripping through hundreds of stalls and reducing merchandise of unknown value to ashes. Nairobi North County Commissioner Simon Osumba, who visited the scene, confirmed that the investigations are underway to establish the cause of the dawn blaze. Meanwhile, the bodies of the 2 victims have been moved to the city mortuary.
These were the scenes Sunday morning at Gikomba Market in Nairobi County. Scenes of devastation as hundreds of traders woke up to find their livelihoods reduced to ashes.
Tunaweza taka kujua moto inatoka wapi. Kama leo moto imechoma soko yote, kuanzia kona mpaka kona.
The dawn inferno ripped through the stalls in the wee hours of Sunday morning, claiming the lives of 2 people who reportedly inhaled toxic fumes.
Mali yenye thamani yasiyojulikana yameharibiwa, na vile pia katika hiyo hali kuna watu wawili ambao waliweza kuaga.
Kutuangamiza paka tunakufa. Na ni loni jamani, tutafanya nini? Hizi vitu tunakopa tu. Hatuna pesa kwa mifuko. Pesa ilichomeka iliisha.
Karibu takriban watu 70,000 watakuwa wamepoteza makazi zao. Kwa hivyo serikali tunaiomba ijaribu sana iweze kutusaidia.
Among those counting heavy losses is Irene Muthoni, a tailor whose shop was completely razed, leaving her holding nothing but her scissors.
Nilifika moto ilikuwa nikazidi kuingia kuokoa. Nikifika chenye nimeokota ni hii, kumaanisha hata zingine zimeibiwa na zingine zikachomeka.
But as many tried to come to terms with the loss, opportunistic looters took advantage of the chaos to reap where they did not sow. Irate traders accused the Nairobi City County government of failing to actively boost disaster response, pointing out a severe delay in deploying modern firefighting engines.
Wanaenda mzima moto bila maji. Na maji ikikuja, kama ilikuja imoja ikasimama hapa, ingine ikasimama pale, izuie hii isichomeke na hii isichomeke. Huku ngine kumechomeka kama tumeangalia tu.
Gikomba mzima, like, to be sincere, this is the only fire department we have. To be honest, haifanyi kazi, it is iko na weeds.
Nairobi North County Commissioner Simon Osumba said investigations into the cause of the fire have commenced.
Kuna uchunguzi ambao unaendelea kuhakikisha tujue chanzo cha moto ilitokea wapi.
Emergency responders and the Kenya Red Cross were at the scene to offer aid to affected families.
And the question is, why Gikomba and why so often do we have those cases of fires and such? That's a developing story that we are going to keep tabs on. Now, President William Ruto has warned the youth against succumbing to negative peer pressure, warning that freedom without responsibility amounts to recklessness. Speaking during the 95th St. John Ambulance Kenya annual parade at State House, Nairobi, the head of state emphasized the need for civic responsibility. His remarks came amid reports of planned youth demonstrations on Thursday next week to commemorate those who died during the anti-finance bill protests. Joseph Wahungu has a report.
Hundreds of volunteers, cadets, officers and partners gathered to mark the 95th St. John Ambulance Kenya annual parade in Nairobi. The event celebrated the organization's footprint in emergency medical response, first aid training and disaster preparedness.
On our roadsides, in our stadia, in our schools, in our villages and communities, you are often the first to arrive when tragedy strikes.
Your Excellency, we recognize, as the Ministry of Health, we recognize St. John Ambulance Kenya as a very strategic partner in advancing Taifa Care, our model for universal health coverage.
As Kenya continues to transform its healthcare system, St. John Ambulance stands ready to play an even greater role in supporting national health priorities.
It is here that the President challenged young people to become problem solvers, builders and responsible citizens rather than agents of destruction.
These past few weeks, our nation has regrettably carried the pain of losing young lives in places where children should have been safest. Our young people must draw lessons from these incidences.
The head of state pointed out that many young people often end up on the wrong side of the law due to poor choices and peer influence.
Be the generation that understands that every action matters, every choice counts, and every choice carries consequences.
He urged parents to step up and provide the necessary guidance to steer the youth on the right path.
There is no child without a father. Yes. The same way there is no child without a mother. So we must carry that responsibility.
As the patron of St. John Ambulance, the President announced that the government will allocate land in Upper Hill for a modern national training and coordination centre. Parliament has already agreed to inject 300 million shillings into the venture once the organisation surrenders its current headquarters along Parliament Road.
Today, I reaffirm the Government of Kenya's commitment that we will give you land at Upper Hill. Let me say this. I made that commitment, and tomorrow you can collect your title from the Ministry of Lands. It's ready.
The head of state also announced a multi-billion shillings package in support for the humanitarian organization, including land, funding, ambulances and legislative reforms aimed at strengthening emergency medical response across the country.
On this solemn occasion, President William Ruto has paid glowing tribute to St. John's Ambulance Kenya for their selfless service to wananchi, terming it as a role that can be emulated by both young and old across the nation. Reporting for Sunday Express from State House, Nairobi, my name is Joseph Wahungu.
Indeed, now to matters politics, a section of Kenya Kwanza leaders now claim that the anticipated June 25th demonstrations are being planned and sponsored by the opposition. Speaking in Uasin Gishu County during an interdenominational worship led by Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, the leaders maintained that the said opposition leaders are out to gain political mileage at the expense of the Gen Z during the protests and urged security agencies to remain alert. Here's Abdiaziz Hashim with the details.
With 4 days remaining to the planned Gen Z protest commemoration to be marked on June 25th, the day has seen tongues wagging among the political class.
I wonder what else is making those who had called for those protests to continue.
Because that Mandamano has no agenda, has no complaint, has nothing. What is this Mandamano that is going to be undertaken on 25th?
With a section of Kenya Kwanza leaders led by Deputy President Kithure Kindiki now accusing the opposition for inciting and lobbying youth across the country to participate in the planned Gen Z protest.
Nashangaa kusikia kwamba wale wachochezi wamesema ya kwamba ni sawasawa, finance bill haijaleta mabadiliko, finance bill iko sawa, lakini tutaendelea na maandamano.
Opposition wenye wanapanga ili iwe sio maandamano but uhalifu wa mali.
We also want them to do an honorable thing and call off the maandamano they are saying they are planning.
Speaking in Uasin Gishu County during an interdenominational worship, the leaders maintain that the said opposition leaders are out to gain political mileage.
Professor Kithure Kindiki and the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Ruto, you have the cardinal constitutional responsibility of ensuring that Kenya is safe and stable.
Wale ambao wanataka kwenda kuandamana, katiba imekubali mtu yote kujieleza. Lakini hakuna ruhusa kuumiza haki za wengine. Kila mwananchi amelindwa na serikali, amelindwa na sheria. And this is not supposed to be a threat. It's not supposed to be a joke. That is what is going to happen on Thursday.
Wale wanataka kama kuna wenye watatokea maandamano, I hope they are none, because every issue has been addressed. Hata kama ni ile ya wale walioumia last time.
This as the Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka urged the youth to commemorate Thursday next week by paying tribute to those who lost their lives during the protest.
Because the country is commemorating the second anniversary of the killings of the Gen Zs 2 years ago. And since this is going to be next week.
Meanwhile, Siaya Governor James Orengo has challenged security agencies to facilitate the planned Gen Z's protest commemoration to be marked on June 25th. Orengo further faulted the compensation scale for victims of protests, arguing that the proposed amount of up to 4 million shillings cannot be equated to the lives lost or severe injuries inflicted by rogue officers.
What does Ojwang's family benefit 1 year or 2 years down the line? You have been given 2 million, 3 million. Every day you wake up, you see that grave where you've interred your son. And they are going to see that grave for 10, 20, 30 years.
Abdiaziz Hashim for Sunday Express.
Indeed, very well said there. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. However, it has to be with caution. Now, the government is developing a national care policy to regulate daycare facilities and improve the safety and quality of services offered to children. Speaking in Atluala Kadawa Secondary School in Kisumu County, State Department for Children's Services Principal Secretary Karen Ongengo said the department has deployed a team to collect public views that will inform the development of standards before the policy undergoes public participation. Joshua Joel has the details.
The need to protect children in the country amid increased cases of child abuse and abductions has seen the government begin the process of developing a national care policy that will help regulate daycare facilities and their operations across the country with the aim of increasing safety and improving standards of these facilities. Speaking during an event in Kisumu County, the Principal Secretary for State Department of Children's Services, Karen Ongengo, noted that a team has already been dispatched to the ground to collect views before the same is subjected to a public participation.
Requirement for implementation first is for us to have tools that is going to help us implement. And one of the tools that we have started with is we have looked at the standards to ensure we have standards in place. In the past 2 weeks, my team has been going around the county country, getting views from the public to incorporate their views into developing this standard.
Meanwhile, she weighed on the ongoing debate of reintroducing corporal punishment in schools, Okengo saying the move will not solve the unrest and increase cases of indiscipline among students. She instead urged parents to play a more active role in raising and mentoring their children.
Corporal punishment remains outlawed. And we don't believe, again, that corporal punishment can resolve issues of student unrest. What we are emphasizing is the role of the parent in bringing up their children.
Other stakeholders who echoed her sentiments accused parents of neglecting their parenting roles, which they noted is critical in child's well-being and development.
So my call on parents is, make your child understand his or her background. It is only through that understanding that they will work hard towards making things.
For Sunday Express, I am Joshua Joy.
That takes us on our fast break on Sunday Express. Be tuned for more as we take this quick breather. Thank you.
The wait is over. KBC Iko Huduma Center. Starting with Nairobi, kupata huduma za KBC imekuwa rahisi. From digital guidance and signet services to booking of commercial adverts and documentaries. Visit our dedicated desks at Huduma Center GPO, Times Square, Makadara, Kibera or Eastleigh. Tunakungoja hapo. Whether it's a casual announcement or a specialized media solution for your business, we are here to serve you. KBC at Huduma Centers, moving closer to you. Your station, your service.
Welcome back. Now, as the world marked the International Day of Yoga, hundreds of Kenyans joined members of the diplomatic corps at Nairobi's Visa Offshore grounds in Westlands, Nairobi, to celebrate the Asian practice known for promoting physical and mental well-being. The event, organized by the Indian High Commission Office, underscored the growing popularity of yoga in Kenya as a simple and accessible path to healthier living.
Breathe normally, you may stretch out your legs.
In the chilly morning of Sunday at the Visa Offshore grounds in Nairobi,
Uttan Padasana is our next pose.
Hundreds of yoga enthusiasts rolled out their mats to practically mark the International Day of Yoga.
We are moving on to Tadasana, palm tree pose.
As soothing music filled the air, men, women, and children moved in unison, stretching, bending, and balancing through a series of guided yoga exercises under the watchful eye of the instructors.
As you place it on the outer side of the left knee in a stop sign.
The event brought together participants from diverse backgrounds, all embracing the ancient practice known for promoting physical fitness, mental wellness, and inner calm. Observed globally every June 21st, the International Day of Yoga was proclaimed by the United Nations in 2014, recognizing yoga's contribution to health and well-being.
Uttan Padasana is our next pose.
The event saw a huge turnout of people from all walks of life: Kenyans, the diplomatic community, members from international organizations, and the Indian Kenyan diaspora, who assembled to celebrate the day.
Down.
do this 2 more times at your own pace.
Dr. Adash Swaika, High Commissioner of India to Kenya, noted that yoga is considered one of the most effective practices for mental and physical well-being.
So I was very happy to see that a large number of people have joined us today. We feel that there is a lot of potential for yoga to become more popular in Kenya. As the High Commission of India in Kenya, we organize daily yoga classes at the High Commission, and we would welcome people to join those yoga classes and be a part of this yoga journey.
Swaika said that High Commission of India has been actively promoting yoga across Kenya through daily classes and outreach programs in schools, universities and major towns, including Kisumu, Nakuru and Nanyuki.
Yoga is something which you can do at any point of time, any point of the day, anywhere. And even if you would have seen 2 days back, we organized a chair yoga session in the United Nations. People who are spending long hours sitting and doing desk job and do not have time to go outside and do yoga, they can even for 5 minutes stretch themselves while sitting on the chairs.
He added that yoga offers a wide range of exercises tailored to different age groups and health conditions.
Yoga offers a variety of options. If you have any problems, you have arthritis, you have blood pressure, you have diabetes, there are specific yogic exercises for all these. And it doesn't take money, it doesn't need a hi-fi gym, you don't need a big park. You can do it in your room, you can do it in your house, you can do it in the garden, you can do it in open space. That's the benefit yoga brings.
As yoga awareness gains momentum, organizers say they are encouraged by the increasing number of Kenyans embracing ancient practice. As yoga continues to be more popular within the country, experts are urging more people to uptake this exercise. For KBC Channel 1, I am Teresa Mutai.
Our family in Angorom village in Teso South constituency, Busia County, is appealing for financial assistance to help their daughter undergo a life-saving liver transplant in India. 17-year-old Ashley Otichiro, a grade 10 student in Luanya Girls National School in Matayos constituency, has been battling a serious liver condition for 9 years, forcing her to stay out of school. The family needs 5 million shillings for their daughter to undergo the life-saving surgery.
Speaking to KBC, Ashley's mother, Linda Achieng, said the 17-year-old Ashley Otichiro's health problem began in 2018 before taking a turn for the worse in 2019 when she was admitted to the intensive care unit for 4 days at Aga Khan Hospital in Kisumu.
Ashley amegonjeka kwa muda mrefu kuanzia 2018 mpaka leo. Tumezunguka hospitali kadhaa kwa hiyo ugonjwa wa Ashley. Mpaka 2019 alilazwa ICU kwa siku 4. Baada ya kutoka ICU tukaenda tena ward akakaa mwezi.
Nimepitia changamoto mingi. Nikienda shule naenda 1 week na narudi nyumbani. Naenda 1 week na narudi nyumbani. Wenzangu sasa wanasoma, mimi niko tu hapa nyumbani. Inani affect kwa tumbo na mwili na furadi uso yangu inafura hata sengine macho yaioni.
According to family, doctors conducted several laboratory tests last year, 2025, before diagnosing Ashley with a severe liver infection and recommending an urgent liver transplant to save her life.
Last year, tumaambiwa ugonjwa wa Ashley ilikuwa tunaambiwa ni liver infection, but itatibiwa lakini itarecover pole pole. Amewekwa tu kwa madawa hivyo kwa madawa. Imefika sasa last year tukaambiwa daktari wake ameng'ang'ana, haiwezekani. Imefikia mahali wanataka kutransplant, liver transplant.
The family now requires at least 5 million shillings to facilitate the transplant procedure in India.
Niliuliza daktari maneno ya India, upande wa matibabu to transplant liver itachukua kama pesa ngapi? Akatuambia 5 milioni. Ilitushtua ambapo sisi hatuna mbele wala nyuma.
Inaniuma sana. Kila siku hadi saa nyingine silali hata usiku na nalia tu. Mimi naomba tu msaada, mwenye atajitokeza kunisaidia nitamshukuru sana.
Ashley is appealing to well-wishers, leaders and charitable organizations to support her treatment journey, expressing hope that she will recover and return to school to continue pursuing her dreams. To assist Ashley, you can channel your assistance to Ashley's mother mobile number 0726 679978. Linda Ocha, Kasichana Masha, Sunday Express.
That's a 9-year struggle with that particular liver condition there. And we are appealing to you who is watching and you'd want to help the family give their child an opportunity at a better life. That is Ashley Otichiro, who is 17 years old. You can send your contributions to the number on your screen there. That is 0726 679978 under Linda Oche. We say a giving hand is always ready to receive. Now, in a similar turn of events where we air the story and a beneficiary's life is changing. This is a story and a report by Nancy Okware, where Vincent Cheruiyot, a 15-year-old student with special needs who was appealing for a mobility device, can now finally breathe a sigh of relief after Kenya Broadcasting Corporation highlighted his plight at the beginning of June. Now Vincent, who lives with both physical and intellectual disabilities, is now a beneficiary of 2 wheelchairs, one for use at home and another at school. The wheelchairs have eased his movement, reviving his dreams of returning to school. Here's Nancy Okware with the details.
On the 7th of June 2026, Kenya Broadcasting Corporation highlighted the story of Vincent Cheruiyot, a learner in the special needs unit at Nandi Hills Township Primary School. His movement then meant crawling from one point to another. His 50-year-old mother, who is also a widow, would be forced to carry him. Despite putting up a smile and even dancing once in a while, desperation would crawl back in, perhaps at the thought of how much he was missing out from not being able to attend school. A visit to his home days later, however, tells a different story. He emerges from his house in his brand new wheelchair, courtesy of well-wishers. His mobility has been greatly improved, and his smile telling of the gratitude that words cannot fully capture.
Asante yote.
Nenda shule.
Asante watu yote. Bila amesaidia mimi. Nataka tu nitoe shukrani zangu sana, especially kwa KBC kwa sababu ya kuangazia ombi letu ile tulikuwa tumefanya ya kuombea Cheruiyot apate wheelchair. Tumepata wheelchair 2 na kuna wale wametuahidi vitu tofauti ili itamsaidia Cheruiyot shuleni.
The extra wheelchair is for use in school. Vincent, however, still requires additional support to fully reintegrate into school life.
Kama mtu bado wako na uwezo wa kutusaidia, tutashukuru kwa sababu Cheruiyot bado anahitaji transport ya kufika pale shuleni, bado anahitaji diapers na bado anahitaji chakula. Hajaweza kupata uniform, hajapata viatu ya shule na hajapata the basic facility kama vitabu, bag.
To extend a helping hand, you can contact his mother Jen Kitur through mobile number 0706562126 or contact the deputy head teacher Bill Hachumba through her number 0723982254. Nancy Okware, Sunday Express.
Indeed, that is what grace can do. A giving hand is always willing to receive, and further details are indeed available on our website, that is www.kbc.co.ke, for further assistance towards Vincent Cheruiyot there. Now we cross over to Yala, where a marauding lone crocodile is raining terror on villagers in Nyamonye, Siaya County, killing at least 5 people and maiming others over the last 7 months. The killer reptile targets livestock and unsuspecting residents as they draw water from River Yala, which is the only source of water in the area. Locals say their desperate pleas to the Kenya Wildlife Service to relocate the crocodile remains futile. They are now demanding immediate intervention. Our reporter Chola Simon was in the affected villages and brings us the details of a community living in fear.
The calm, meandering waters of River Yala flows through Ngunya, Rahodo and Oduro villages in Siaya County before emptying in Lake Victoria. But beneath the calm, danger lurks. A killer reptile roams the waters. It is primordial instinct, ready to pounce either for food or in fear of attack. The river, which is the main source of water to the villages, has in recent months become akin to a death trap owing to the marauding crocodile.
Tumekuwa na shida ya mamba hivi majuzi. Wakati huu tunaongea, mamba imeua watu 4 na ng'ombe 5. Hata juzi iko ng'ombe tulimnyang'anya.
During our visit, we meet Ernest Omondi, a father still grieving the events of October 13th last year.
Tulipokuja tulipata majerikani yake ameweka hapa. Viatu hapa ndio ameshikiwa kileta jerikani. Na imeenda naye.
On that day, at around 5 p.m., his 16-year-old son Suleiman Oduor had returned from school and went to the river to wash his uniform and fetch water. It will be his final trip to the river. A 3-day search led by the Kenya Wildlife Services officers ended in heartbreak when his badly mutilated body was recovered. For the first time since that fateful day, his family agreed to return with us to the riverbank where Suleiman met his painful end. His memory remains etched in their hearts, while a grave in the homestead stands as a silent reminder of what they lost. In the next village, we find 26-year-old Lucy Atieno Otieno, now widowed with 2 children. Her husband, the sole breadwinner in the family, was killed by the crocodile on 27th of January 2026 as he fetched water from the river.
Sasa hiyo siku tukakaa huko Yala, niliat sana. Hiyo kitu iliniat sana, but sikuwa na la kufanya.
Since then, she has never set foot on the riverbank. She remains haunted by what transpired. A few meters from her home, her late husband's cousin is counting losses. About a month ago, on 27th of May 2026, his bull, which was his main source of livelihood, was also not spared by the killer reptile.
Ng'ombe yangu ilienda kunywa maji huko karibu na Uia huko. Alafu hapo ndio mamba alishika.
The script is repeated in a few other homesteads.
Ni shida kubwa. Sasa mtu yako akienda huko Yala, akirudi ndio unaamini. Ndio unahesabu ya kwamba amerudi.
Naishi hapa na uoga mwingi sana. Kwa maana hapa hakuna type water. Lazima tuende kupata maji huko kwa mtoni.
Families say despite making numerous visits to KWS offices to report the menace, little action has been taken and compensation remains a distant dream.
Watu ya wildlife wamefundishwa kila mbinu ya mamba. Na kwa hivyo wamekataa kutoa sisi katika janga hili ya mamba.
Our 2 attempts to reach KWS offices in Kisumu for comment weren't successful. But as the wildlife agency remains silent, the killer reptile's presence remains loud, traversing the waters, silently waiting for its next victim. Achola Simon, Sunday Express, Siaya County.
Wakenya, ni wakati mwingine wa kuhakikisha kuwa umefile KRA returns. Je, uko rada una challenge yoyote? Usiwe na shaka. KRA wakishirikiana na KBC Channel 1 wanakuja hapo ulipo kusaidia kufile returns na kulipia ushuru wako. Jiunge na msafara wa KRA Roadshow, uwe fiti mambo ya returns. Tarehe 23 mwezi Juni, msafara wa KRA utatua katika kaunti ya Kakamega. Shughuli zetu zitaanzia Kakamega CBD, tupenye hadi ya Malemba Market, kisha tremke hadi Cheruiyot stage, tuingie Lurambi stage, Mumias Town Center, Butere Market, Haega Junction, Malava Town, Navaholo Market, Lugari Town, kisha tumalizie Matunda Market. Tarehe 30 Juni iko mlangoni. Usingoje hadi dakika za mwisho. File KRA returns mapema. Ishi bila stress. Jijue, jibeta. KRA, tulipe ushuru, tujitegemee.
Welcome back. This is Sunday Express. Now, the Kenya Revenue Authority is targeting total compliance in Nairobi County in an ongoing filing and pay campaign, approximately targeting 2.5 million active taxpayers. The county enjoys a large share of formal employment, corporate taxpayers, and turnover tax registered businesses in the country. The authority continued with a taxpayer sensitization campaign in the west of Nairobi County, targeting eligible taxpayers in Westlands, Kangemi, Osiru, Satellite, Dagoretti, Karen, and Ngong towns. The Jijue Jibete sensitization campaign rallies taxpayers to leverage the self-care plan in filing their returns, with 9 days remaining to the lapse of the deadline. The campaign is supported by the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation as KRA's official media partner. You have 9 days to go. Now, technology experts, innovators, and human rights advocates are calling for development of African-led innovations that safeguard fundamental freedoms, inclusion, and accountability. This was a clarion call during the Afrotech 2026 forum held in Nairobi under the theme Code for Human Rights. The forum highlighted the need for inclusion of young people, rural communities, and marginalized groups in the digital transformation, where they have space to innovate, contribute ideas, and influence decisions.
The African continent is being challenged to move beyond a technological advancement and focus on delivering practical solutions to pressing issues such as unemployment, healthcare, food security, education, and insecurity. In a forum bringing together stakeholders in the technology industry held in Nairobi, discussions emphasized that technology must be guided by human rights principles, with participants warning that innovations deployed without adequate safeguards can become tools of exclusion, surveillance, and suppression.
Can technology supersede human rights? Can technology be a recipe of peace? Can technology be a recipe of cohesion, especially in our country? And even now that we are looking into general election 2027 in Kenya, technology will be a key determinant.
Discussions focused on the need to localize and operationalize human rights-based approaches to countering violent extremism through youth-led civic innovation, with participants noting that young people must be at the center of developing solutions that affect their communities.
Civic education, everyone can attest, for the last 2 years, it's something that has been tremendous, the way it has happened in this country. So tapping into that and the youthful energy to direct them in ways of expressing themselves through technology.
Calls were also made for the development of open source technology-enabled tools that enhance transparency, accountability, and public oversight in counterterrorism policies and practices.
What we have been doing at Nuru is creating a platform for young people, essentially for them to know that their voices matter. This is something that we keep on reiterating over and over again, but also not just for their voices to be heard. We need to ensure that policy is influenced. We need to make sure that these tools that they're developing, they will be piloted and scaled up.
The forum also highlighted the need to amplify the voices of young people and civil society organizations in advocating for security approaches that respect human rights, with speakers maintaining that effective innovation must balance public safety with the protection of fundamental freedoms.
We got a number of young people from ASOL counties, and basically what we've been doing over the last 7 weeks or so, we have been training them on how to be able to come up with tools and solutions addressing challenges.
Tech and human rights go significantly together, especially in this generation. And right now what we're working on is coding for human rights. And coding for human rights basically entails knowing what human rights are.
Stakeholders noted that Africa's technological future will be defined not only by its ability to create innovative solutions, but by its commitment to ensuring those solutions remain inclusive, accountable, and responsive to the needs of its people. Nailongeso for Sunday Express.
Now, as Kenya continues to grapple with a rise in non-communicable diseases, more consumers are becoming increasingly conscious about what they eat and where their food comes from. In Langata, Nairobi, one bakery is challenging conventional bread making by returning to centuries-old process that prioritizes nutrition, sustainability, and community impact. Aaron Marie visited the bakery and gave a report on the rising bread alternative.
Before sunrise, activity is already underway. Workers move methodically through the bakery floor, measuring ingredients, mixing dough, and preparing loaves.
The bread is also baked in a traditional way, an artisanal way, so to speak. And that is what, and then, you look at the whole process, it's done in a very sustainable manner, all the way from best ingredients to best production practices to...
The process here begins with patience, all without preservatives or artificial additives.
It is more healthy, and I think that is a key highlight for the bread. It's healthy for your gut, it is easy to digest.
It starts with carefully selected raw materials sourced from trusted farms. The wheat is processed, milled, and transformed into a dough through a fermentation process. The dough undergoes several stages of fermentation and resting. The rising process allows beneficial microorganisms to break down complex compounds in the flour, creating the distinctive texture and taste that fermented bread is known for. The fermented bread has a shelf life of approximately 3 days, and customers appear to be embracing the concept. With the rising cases of non-communicable diseases, many people are becoming more cautious on what they consume on a daily basis, and one of it is being cautious on what they consume on a daily basis.
People are also becoming more and more health conscious every day. And customers are also looking at the companies that not only care about product, but also care about the communities and care about the environment.
Many see growing awareness about lifestyle diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, and obesity is influencing their food choices.
And it's a healthy bread, and therefore my kids, even those people who are maybe intolerant to gluten, because it contains less gluten, it would be very good for their gut.
At the end of every business day, unsold bread is donated to the neighboring children at Don Bosco Boys Home.
Whatever bread is unsold at the end of the day is carefully returned to the bakery. The following morning it's picked by Don Bosco Boys.
It is part of a zero waste philosophy that guides operations through the bakery.
We're talking of a sustainable bread, and one that we can proudly say is not just about bread, but also about community and about the environment.
Even the packaging tells a sustainability story.
Packaging in a sustainable manner using biodegradable packaging materials to supplementing the baking process with solar energy, to transporting the bread in electric boarders.
Brood Bakery has played a role in creating employment.
For me, it's a place to be for now as we proceed with our experience.
From carefully sourced ingredients and natural fermentation to solar-powered operations and a commitment to zero waste, Brood Bakery is redefining what a responsible food production can look like in the modern Kenya. Reporting from Langata in Nairobi County for KBC Channel 1, I'm Aaron Marie.
Quite indeed. Now you've known that you can actually take back a loaf of bread that you have purchased. Wow. All right. Now, for years, Tiati in Baringo County was known for insecurity, cattle rustling, and conflict challenges that disrupted education and slowed development. However, the region is now embracing a different story, one of peace, cultural pride, and renewed hope through the annual Chepolaleyo Peace Festival. Colleagues Kefa with the details.
The sounds of traditional songs and dances echoed across Tiati as residents gathered for the Chepolaleyo Peace Festival, an event that celebrates culture while promoting peace, education, and preserving the cultural heritage of the Pokot community. The festival showcased vibrant cultural dances, traditional songs, and exhibitions, highlighting the history and customs of the Pokot people. Men, women, and the youth actively participated in performances that celebrated their identity and heritage. The festival, held under the theme Culture and Education, Pillars of a Peaceful Society, brought together leaders, elders, youth, and residents to discuss the importance of learning in transforming communities. The event attracted prominent leaders, including the head of public service Felix Kosgei.
Hii sehemu ya Tiati, the entire Tiati wamebaki nyuma kwa muda mrefu sana kimaendeleo, kimasomo, kila kitu. They have been marginalized by nature, both by nature and by the previous governments. Yale maserikali yametangulia wamemarginalize area hii. So tumetumia hii hafla ya sherehe, hafla ya kihistoria, hafla ya kitamaduni kuhakikisha kwamba tumeweza kuhamasisha hii watu wetu waweze kubaki na amani, tuweze kuwatoa ile mawazo ya kitambo, ile ya kuuzika na wizi ya mifuko, ile ya kuuzika na kupigia kurushiana marisa na kupigana na majamii zingine.
Female genital mutilation and early marriages highlighted as retrogressive cultural practices that deny children, especially girls, the opportunity to pursue education and realize their full potential.
So tunahamasisha serikali watumie hii sherehe, hafla ya kitamaduni, kuhakikisha kwamba wameileta maendeleo mingi ikuje sehemu hii ili watu waweze kusoma, tupigane na ile FGM ile imekuwa tazubi ya kitambo, lakini tunafurahi kwa sababu sisi kama viongozi tumeweza kuzungumza na hawa na jamii msema wamekubali kwamba hiyo mambo kimila ambaye isaidii si ya kuendeleza ama kupeleka jamii mbele.
Alice Cherem, a professional from the Pokot community, observed that Tiati has for decades faced marginalization, particularly in the provision of educational infrastructure, combined with insecurity, leaving the region significantly behind compared to other parts of the country.
Illiteracy levels iko bado juu sana hapa kwetu. Ukiangalia utapata around we are standing at around 95-92% illiteracy. Na hiyo mambo yote ya illiteracy ndio inaleta hii mambo ya ukeketaji, mila zilizopitwa na wakati, mambo ya polygamy ambayo pia vijana wakitaka kuwa mke wa pili, wa tatu, anaangalia boma anaona labda hana mali ya kutosha. So tunakuja kuhamasisha na kueleza watu wetu, hebu na tushike mila ambayo inatuletea maendeleo.
The leaders also called on residents to embrace peace as a foundation for development, noting that stability has already begun attracting investments and government development projects to the region. Reporting for Channel 1, my name is Collins Kefa.
Just over the head of Harrods, but there is the finish from Dennis Undav. The substitute has got Germany level. and his great goal-scoring record at international level.
Now determination from Undav. That's what's called, a striker. What was missing in the first half from Germany in the last few minutes, and great coaching, and great decision from Nagelsmann to have Undav on the pitch. And we see the decision just, paid off.
Star 977 hash or download My Power app to access Kenya Power services fast and easy. Kenya Power, nuru ya Kenya.
Good evening to you. Welcome to Sunday Express Sport. My name is Daniel Wahome. Now, the Kenya National Under-17 Women's Soccer Team, the Junior Starlets, failed to reach the finals of the Sekafa Under-17 Women's Championship after a 3-0 defeat to defending champions Uganda in the first semi-final played today at the KMC Stadium in Tanzania. Uganda have now booked their place in the tournament final. First of goals from Shadia Nabirie and Immaculate Achen proved decisive as the Tin Cranes maintained their impressive unbeaten run and strengthened their bid to successfully defend their regional title. Kenya had progressed to the knockout stage after back-to-back wins over Sudan and Somalia, before drawing with hosts Tanzania to finish second in the group. Uganda, meanwhile, entered the semi-finals as one of the tournament's standout teams, having won all their group matches against South Sudan, Zanzibar and Djibouti, scoring freely while conceding 0 goals.
Wametumbukia kambani, mwamuzi anaita kati. Wanaoshangaa ni Kenya, wanaofurahi ni Uganda. Brenda Awa amepoteza umiliki, 1 ya Uganda, 0 ni Kenya. Shadia Nabie Achang ameweka ndani. Kuna nini tena? Kuna nini tena hapo? Wakona ni mlinzi wa kati. Weka kona ndani, gonga brakitu, amekaa tena kwenye net.
And rafting athletes from across the country gathered at the Rapids camp in Sagana for the World Championships national trials. The trials were conducted to select the Kenyan team that will represent the country at the World event set to be held from the 5th to the 12th of July this year. Daniel Mwendo has more details.
During the national trials, rafters took to the water showcasing their talent, each with a different goal.
Everything is good, high spirit, the water is okay, not very cold, and everything is geared up to choose the best to represent the country.
For sprint, mimi mwenyewe nimeongoza as a captain. For mixed team pia kuna mixed, vijana wawili, wasichana wawili bado nimeongoza.
Rafting is not only a sport, but it's a business and it's work, because we have 2 aspects of rafting.
Men and women paddled through the course, overcoming various challenges, all aiming to compete the competition in the best time possible.
Tumejiokoa tukatan boat, tukajitoa kwa current, but eventually some current imenipeleka, lakini kitu tumezoea, tuna experience.
Hii ni mara yetu ya kwanza kucompete, so current tunapigana nayo and ya ni nguvu tu na mtu kujiaminia na God.
Grow up nikiona watu wakifanya hii rafting, so nimetamani sana nikipata chance niingie tu nikuwe tu raft guide na nifanye hii rafting kama passion.
Organizers and fans cheered on the participants as they competed in different divisions, including sprint, RX and slalom categories.
Yenye inanimotivate sana ni hiyo kuonyesha na women are strong, because watu wengi waamini wanawake wanaweza fanya hii game, hii sport. So nataka sana kuonyesha hii dunia na Kenya, like women can also participate in rafting.
We imported 57 rafts through the federation by the assistance of the ministry, and this will be a great honor not only to the federation but Kenya.
Following the conclusion of the competition, the Rafting Federation will select a team to represent the country at the World Championships hosted in the country, with 32 countries set to feature.
We have participating countries will be 32, but competing countries will be 19. So all over the world, that shows is a big, very, very big event.
Kenya remains confident of showing a strong performance in the competition as more Kenyans are encouraged to take up the sport.
I think it's the adrenaline that comes with it. That is what that keeps us in these waters. The ups, the downs, that thrill. That's why we chose rafting.
We are asking you all to come to Sagana for the World Cup series. As I said, 19 countries. The world champions will be in Kenya. If you have never seen Italy, come. If you have never seen Russia, come. Japan, India, Morocco, Ghana, Nigeria will be here.
For Sunday Express, I'm Daniel Mwendwa.
Well, something to add to that story is that Kenya Broadcasting Corporation is going to be the official broadcaster of that World Rafting Championship series that is going to be in Kenya. And if you remember your history, they tell you about rapids and cataracts. Now, there's a section of about 8 kilometers on the Sagana River where it moves from deep waters, rapids and cataracts, into deep waters. That's where that competition is going to be taking place, where rapids and cataracts. Well, let's move on. And Kenya will remain in the Davis Cup Africa Group 4 after ending its 2026 campaign on a winning note with a dominant 3 rubbers to love victory over Mozambique. Liberty Kivwe and Kyle Shah won their respective single matches before Kivwe teamed up with Zayan Virani to seal victory in the doubles encounter.
Despite missing out on promotion to Group 3, the Kenyan team expressed confidence and optimism for next year's campaign, citing valuable lessons gained from the competition. Algeria and Ghana earned promotion to Africa Group 3, while Mozambique and DRC were relegated to Group 5. Meanwhile, top swimmers from different clubs in Kenya are set to converge at the Aga Khan Academy, Mombasa, from the 26th to 28th of this month for the Interclub Championship. Visa Dolphin Swim Club athlete Hussein Wario has expressed optimism as he gears up for the upcoming championships, where he aims to secure a pivotal spot in the national team ahead of the upcoming international games. Sean Muya for Sunday Express.
And at least 40 young boxers drawn from various satellite towns across Kajiado County are expected to participate in a peace boxing tournament scheduled on the 1st of August 2026. At the iZone Fitness Center in Kitengela, the event dubbed Peace Boxing Tournament aims at bringing together young people through sport while promoting unity and peaceful coexistence. Participants are currently undergoing intensive training in preparation for the competition, which will feature 12 categories. Kajiado County Boxing Association Chairperson Moses Kamarik says the tournament will provide a constructive platform for youth to interact, nurture their talents, and source for their livelihoods.
Our main aim of being in this place, we are doing the preparations, trainings for our boxers, whereby we are having a major event that will be held at the Kitengela Stadia. What we are going to do, we are preaching about peace.
Dhumuni ni ya kwamba kuileta hapa Kitengela ni kwa sababu we need to keep peace Kitengela, kwa sababu kumekuwa na misukosuko na vijana wamekuwa wakati mwingine kukitokea na demonstration wanakuwa na shida kubwa sana.
Ndondi ukisema si ati kuingia kwa uwanja na kupigana. Ukiangalia saa hizi kama hapa nyuma kuna wana train saa hizi. Tunataka kuangalia hizo skills zao ziko aje.
And Japan marked the 1000th FIFA World Cup match with a convincing 4-0 win over Tunisia, who were eliminated from the tournament after 2 defeats. Ayase Ueda scored twice, while Daichi Kamada and Junior Ito also found the net as Japan moved level on 4 points with the Netherlands, who topped Group F. Elsewhere, Germany qualified for the round of 32 with a dramatic 2-1 comeback victory over Cote d'Ivoire in Group E, scoring the winner deep into stoppage time. Substitute Denise Undav struck twice after the Ivorians had taken the lead to hand the 4-time champions a vital 3 points. In another match, Ecuador and Curaçao played out a goalless draw. The FIFA World Cup action continues tonight with a Group G match between Belgium